Most owners burn through 7 figures in 3 years and fly less than 100 hours doing it. If you've ever typed helicopter for sale into Google at 2 a.m., this video is for you. You want to own a helicopter, not fly one, own one. Land on your own lawn on a Friday, skip the interstate, be at the lake in 20 minutes. Your family climbs in while the neighbors pretend not to watch. That's the picture in every listing photo. Clean skids, glass panel, blue sky. A price that feels almost reasonable next to a nice house. Here's the hard cut. That price? It's the cheapest number on the entire invoice. Everything under it is a set of clocks, and all of them are already running. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what those clocks are and why almost nobody who buys one flies enough to make the math work. We'll go through 3 tiers of helicopters, 4 kinds of clocks you can't stop, and 2 stories where that clock ended in court.
There are 3 real tiers here, and the gap between them is not what you'd expect. A new Robinson R44, the classic light piston helicopter, runs about $550,000 to $650,000. A 10-year-old used one goes for $250,000 to $400,000. Step up to turbine power, and a Bell 505 runs $1.3 million to $1.6 million. A Bell 407 climbs to $3.5 million to $4.2 million. Want a twin-engine machine, the kind you'd actually fly over a city at night with your family? And you're looking at an Airbus H135 around $8.5 million to $9.5 million. Or a Leonardo AW139 at $16 million to $20 million. Here's the trap inside that range. The cheap machine and the expensive machine do not cost 10 times less to run. The gap in annual operating cost is closer to 3 to 1. So shopping down the price ladder doesn't save what you think, it just changes which bills show up first. Most buyers finance this like a house. It doesn't work like a house. Lenders want 20 to 30% down, amortized over 10 to 12 years, not 30. Finance a $3 million turbine at 25% down, and you're paying roughly $20,000 a month before you've insured it, hangared it, or put a drop of fuel in the tank. But here's the catch. The bank doesn't just want a down payment. They want proof you can survive the bills that come, even if you never fly. Now the fixed costs. These arrive whether the helicopter ever leaves the ground. Insurance on a piston machine runs $8,000 to $15,000 a year. On a light turbine, $35,000 to $60,000. On a twin, $150,000 to $250,000, sometimes more. Hangar space for a light aircraft is $1,000 to $3,000 a month. For a twin, $5,000 to $10,000. And if you're not the pilot, you need one. Fully loaded with salary and recurrent simulator training, that's $150,000 to $220,000 a year. One pilot, not 2. One pilot means it's ready most days and grounded on the day you need it most. Even if you plan to fly it yourself, that's its own bill. A private certificate takes $35,000 to $50,000 and 3 to 6 months of steady flying. That gets you a license, not a turbine, and not an insurance policy. Moving up to a turbine means a factory course and dozens more hours with an instructor. No underwriter lets a low-time pilot fly one alone. That's before the rotors even turn. Here's the part that actually bites. Every hour you fly, you're not just burning fuel, you're spending the machine itself. A piston helicopter costs roughly $300 to $400 an hour, all in. A light turbine? $150 to $200 an hour in fuel, plus $300 to $500 an hour set aside in maintenance reserves. A twin? $500 to $700 an hour in fuel, plus $800 to $1,200 an hour in reserves. Add landing fees on every leg, and the meter never stops. Manufacturers like Rolls-Royce and Pratt & Whitney sell power-by-the-hour programs specifically for this. You pay a fixed rate per flight hour, and it covers a future engine overhaul that would otherwise cost hundreds of thousands of dollars all at once. It's not a luxury, it's how anyone survives the bill. So, how many hours do you need to fly to make this rational? Pause for a second. Guess how many hours a year the average owner flies? Write it in the comments.
Now, here's the number that undoes most buyers before they even sign. The average private helicopter owner flies less than 80 hours a year. That's not even one full work week in the air. Fixed costs don't care how much you fly. They divide across the hours you log. Fly a light turbine 400 hours a year, and your all-in cost can fall to around $1,300 an hour. Fly the same aircraft 50 hours a year, and that number explodes to roughly $8,000 an hour. Same machine, same bills. Wildly different math, and almost nobody hits the number that makes it work. Most owners buy expecting to fly 2 or 3 times a week. Life, weather, and work get in the way. The hours slip, and the cost per hour climbs with them. Now, what happens when someone actually flies enough to make the math work? Vichai Srivardhanaprabha, the owner of Leicester City Football Club, used his Augusta Westland AW169 the way the brochure promises. Real infrastructure, regular flights to and from matches, genuinely high hours. Away games, home games, training runs, call it 150, maybe 200 hours a year. A rough guess, but real, high utilization. On paper, that's the version of ownership that makes financial sense. In October 2018, his helicopter lifted off from the pitch at King Power Stadium after a match and lost control almost immediately. Investigators found a failed tail rotor bearing had disconnected the pilot's controls. It spun, crashed, and caught fire.
Vichai and 4 others died. His family has since filed a record claim against the manufacturer, Leonardo. High utilization made the math work. It did not make the aircraft safe. Because ownership was never about hours, it's about a clock. Here's what that clock actually is. You are not buying a helicopter. You are buying a countdown with rotors. Every major component has an assigned life. The mast, the blades, the gearbox, the hub. Some are measured in hours, some in years, whichever comes first. A Robinson flown only 40 hours a year still hits its roughly 2,200-hour, 12-year overhaul. On the calendar, not on usage. That bill runs $250,000 to $280,000 on an airframe that might be worth $350,000 with fresh time on it. You didn't wear it out, the calendar did. And resale value follows the same clock. 2 nearly identical Bell 407s, same year, same paint, can differ by hundreds of thousands of dollars, purely on hours remaining before the next overhaul.
But here's the catch. Sometimes the countdown doesn't end in a maintenance shop. Sometimes it ends in court. In January 2020, a Sikorsky S-76B carrying Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others crashed in fog near Calabasas, California. The NTSB traced it to the pilot's spatial disorientation. The operator, Island Express, suspended all flights within days. Their liability coverage was $50 million. Industry experts said the appropriate level, given the exposure, was closer to $100 million. Aviation insurers said the company would never be insurable again. One flight didn't just end 9 lives. It ended a balance sheet that had survived for years. A separate lawsuit over crash scene photos dragged on for 2 more years and ended in a $28.5 million settlement in 2022. Proof the liability tail runs longer and deeper than the crash itself. So owners try to offload the risk and the cost by putting the aircraft to work.
This is the break-even illusion, and it's where most spreadsheets fall apart. Chartering a comparable light turbine on demand runs $1,800 to $3,500 an hour, often close to or cheaper than an owner's true cost at low utilization. Some owners try leaseback instead. Put the aircraft on a charter certificate, let an operator sell seats when you're not flying. Sounds smart, until you realize every hour they sell is an hour subtracted from your own overhaul clock. Add the operator's commission and new compliance costs, and what looked like revenue is often just your assets sold at a discount, with someone else taking a cut. Fractional programs exist to fix this differently. Several owners share one aircraft, each buying a block of guaranteed hours instead of the whole machine, splitting the fixed costs. It's a real fix. But even that only makes sense past a certain number of hours a year. Below that number, you're still paying full fixed costs for a fraction of the aircraft.
Which raises the real question: who actually makes money here? Almost never the owner who flies it themselves.
Look at Blade Air Mobility. Blade doesn't own a fleet. Roughly 85% of its flight capacity comes from third-party operators. Blade just sells the seats. Alongside its passenger business, it built a quieter operation transporting human organs for transplant, a segment projected near $65 million in revenue. And in August 2025, Blade sold its entire passenger business to eVTOL maker Joby Aviation for up to $125 million. The smartest player in this space didn't try to out-own everyone else. It got out of owning altogether. Which points to where this is heading. Every trap in this video, the fuel, the overhauls, the pilot's salary, has one shared root cause: the engine, and the human being flying it. Electric aircraft promise fewer moving parts and lower reserve costs. Autonomous cargo helicopters remove the pilot's salary entirely. Joby and its competitors are racing toward FAA certification right now, building on exactly the kind of network Blade spent a decade assembling. The industry's own bet is that ownership economics get fixed not by making the aircraft cheaper, but by making the owner unnecessary. One thing electric power won't fix, though, is the ground. Zoning boards, noise complaints, and landing rights will still gate where any aircraft, piloted or not, is allowed to land. So here's the reframe. The sticker price was never the real cost. The real cost is a countdown clock ticking on a schedule you don't control, a utilization bet that almost nobody wins, and a liability number most owners never sit down and calculate until the day they have to. If you want the same teardown on private jets, where the clocks are even more brutal, or super yachts, or the eVTOL air taxis actually coming next year, subscribe. The next number is worse.